Hello. So I really feel fortunate to have created the life that I've wanted in all aspects of my life, as a father, as a business person, as a spiritual person, but I'm still waiting to kind of manifest my life partner. And I've met incredible women, but I seem to find flaws or just I'm hoping that one day I'll find someone that'll be like, boom, that's it. And is that the way it works with love? Do you really know? Or?
Well, often you do know it when you see it, but if you continue to practice the vibration of that's not it, 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 it's hard for that which is it to get through that smoke screen. And this is what we were talking about earlier, about trying to figure out where your vibrational frequency is. And that's the tricky part, isn't it? Because when you want something to manifest and it hasn't, it's difficult not to notice that it hasn't manifested. And so your attention upon its absence keeps it from coming. So that's why we talk about this a lot. Being unconditional in the desire rather than conditional. Talking about the love rather than the person to whom you will flow the love. Talking about the companionship rather than talking about the companion. Talking about the state of being together rather than the person with whom you will be together. The word is the uncondition of it rather than the condition of it. And the best way to describe the uncondition of something, just for sake of this evolution of thought, let's call the uncondition the feeling of it. Let's call the unconditioned the emotion of it. So the person is going to be the condition, but the unconditioned of it is the feeling of the person, the feeling. So if you can begin to think about what it feels like to have that feeling of belonging, that feeling of understood humor, that feeling of satisfaction, that feeling of exhilaration, that feeling of, now here's where it gets a little dicey, that feeling of having someone to whom you can flow your love. Well, now that's when it gets dicey, because in the moment that you try to picture the one to whom you can flow the love, and that picture hasn't filled in, now you begin activating the resistance to it. So it's that dance that you're doing, finding the feeling of something. That's why we talk about this vortex version. Oh, it's real. Your partner is real, but it's a vibrational reality right now, which means it's an unconditioned. It's an unconditioned that you're going to turn into a thing. It's a condition that you're going to turn into something. But if you try too hard to turn it into the thing, if you need the thing to be there before you allow yourself to have the feeling, that's backwards. You got to be able to find the feeling before you need the thing. Oh, we just said that more clearly than ever before, because almost everybody is saying, give me the thing and then I'll have a feeling response to it. That's very conditional life. Give me the thing, give me a lot of money and then I'll feel prosperous, and give me a place to live with no job and then I'll feel free. And then give me someone to love, then I will feel love. And we say it does not work that way. You have to find the feeling without needing something that you don't have yet.
So if you have that feeling in a relationship with someone in, say, 70% of the categories, and you're kind of feeling that which you've experienced,
you're doing that the hard way. Because now not only have you not yet found the one, you've found 30% absolutely not the one. And now, without meaning to, you're asking that 30% to change. You're making it conditional. Esther's sisters and some of their kids, it's a sort of family thing. That guy'd be perfect if he was different. He'd just be perfect if he was different.
Right. So be in relationship with the unconditional.
Say again?
So be in relationship with the unconditional.
Which is to say, be in a relationship with your vortex version. Be in a relationship with your own inner being. Be in a relationship with love, not your object of love. Be in a relationship with that feeling of wonder, not your object of wonder.
I love that.
Find the feeling. find the feeling. And some worry, oh, I'm going to get so happy I won't want anybody. And we say, just like we were talking about with our first conversation, yeah, you're going to get so happy you won't want anybody. That's what they were trying to teach him. You won't want in that needy way. And when that's no longer active within you, what you want will just flow into your experience, and you will know when you see. You'll say, there you are. There you are. Now I can see you and hear you and smell you and taste you and touch you, lick you. There you are. There you are. I recognize you by how I feel, not by what I'm translating through my physical senses, by what I feel. Yeah. Yeah.
Thank you.
Yes, indeed.
Wonderful.
Hi. So I have put in my vortex health and love as well, like the last guy, and like my husband and my children and all that. And I feel like there's something in the way, and I want to clear it.
It's only you. Well, you've heard a lot here today. In other words, there's a lot that you've heard today that you didn't know when you were formulating this question for us. Yes? So what if there's nothing in the way? That's like you've planted a garden and there it is, dirt, and you're stomping on the ground saying, come out, tomato, I want to eat you now, right now. Well, I'll go ask Abraham, where's my tomato? I want it now. I want it right now. And we say, well, where is it? And you say, well, it's in my vortex. And we say, do you trust that it's there? And you say, yeah, I'm pretty sure I put it there. And we say, do you trust it's being nurtured? And you say, yeah, it's in the vortex. Source is tending to it. It's germinating. It's coming to be. In fact, I have a sense that it's come to full fruition. So what's keeping me from being able to just reach out and pluck it?
Right.
And we say, some things have to evolve within you. And the biggest thing, and we say this to all of you who have these so far unfulfilled desires, you're not ready for what you're asking for. And you know what happens to those like you? You've become more deliberate about what you're asking for, and you're not willing to settle for less, and we don't want you to. You don't want to settle for less. You don't want to dig it up when it's only this big and hard and green. You want it to be ready for you, and you want to be ready for it. So why not say, when I'm ready for you and you're ready for me, we will rendezvous and we will both know. Doesn't that feel good?
Yeah.
Rather than saying, where are you? I can't find you. What's wrong with me? What's wrong with you? What's wrong with the universe? What's wrong with law of attraction? What's wrong with match.com? What's wrong? What's wrong? What's wrong? What's wrong? What's wrong? If what you are asking for were to come to you right now, sometimes you don't even recognize it. In the same way, do you get the concept? Do you understand? We're asking all of you. This matters a lot. We'll talk further as we move forward. Can you feel the validity of this vibrational reality, this vortex? Can you feel the realness of it?
Yeah.
And if you can feel the realness of it, can you accept that there's a vibrational frequency that is emanating from it? It is describing itself vibrationally. Its beingness exists vibrationally. It's like a hologram that hasn't come into full focus for you. It exists. It's a reality that you can't quite see. If you can accept that it exists and that your work is to prepare yourself to see it, prepare yourself to realize it. We know we're asking a lot because you're accustomed to walking around the planet and seeing things that already exist. I don't have to imagine this. There it is. It's been accepted as matter. It's been accepted as wood. Someone's crafted it into a podium. It doesn't take any imagination. All I have to do is just use my physical focus and gaze upon it. And what so many of you are saying is, I would like my mate to stand over there next to the podium so that I can just gaze upon that person. And we say, You really don't. You are a creator. You want what you've put into your vortex and what has already vibrationally assembled. You want to be in a place where you can realize it, where you can translate it. So you want to turn those thoughts to things. Well, how do vibrations turn to thoughts, and how do thoughts turn to things? You receive impulses, an impulse to go somewhere, an impulse to be someplace, an impulse to wait here rather than to move on, an impulse to go with this friend even though it wasn't on your list of things to do earlier. You find yourself following through with impulses because the impulses become more believable, they become stronger, they become surer, they become so sure and so strong that to not follow them feels off.
That's what brought me here, actually.
If you could hear this and believe it, and in order to believe something that you're hearing, you just have to practice saying it until it feels natural to you. If you could believe that your inner being knows where everything that you want is, knows what it is, knows where it is, and knows the path of least resistance, which means knows all the workarounds of your quirky belief system in order to get you to it. So much so that your inner being might lead you to buy file folders at Staples because there's someone there who knows someone else who knows someone else who knows someone else. But if you go to get file folders and you come home and say there's never anybody good at Staples, then you're not as likely to receive the next clue and the next clue and the next clue and the next clue and the next clue. And so it's like our friend started with us here this morning, this habit of saying not here, not here, well it's not here, well it's not here, well it's not here, it's not here, it's not here, it's not here, it isn't here, it isn't here, it's not 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 here, what's not here? My lover's not here, not here, not here, it's 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 not here, I really want it, it's not here, I want that so much, it's not here. Oh look, they're in love. Oh, God, they're in love. They're in love. Get a room. Will you get a room? Get a room. Get a room. It's not here, it's not here, it's not here, it's not here. I wonder if it's ever going to be here. I wonder if what I want will ever be where I am. It's not here, it's not here. Meanwhile, your inner being is saying come over here, come over here. So you go over there and you say it's not here. Then your inner being says come over here, and you go over there and you say it's not here. And so you got to just chill out. You got to accept that your inner being knows where what you want is. So just start following impulses and stop noticing what isn't happening. Distract yourself from what isn't happening, and what you want to happen will happen. You are the only one who throws resistance on your trail.
Yeah.
So get more general. Rather than saying it's not here, say not here yet. That's more general. I don't know where, somewhere, not here but somewhere. Can you feel how that somewhere?
Yeah, I actually envision that it can come from any place. Like at any point or any time, it could come from any place. So that part I think I have clear. I think for me, there's an intertwine with the health and not being strong enough or something like that. I don't know.
But you can use any excuse you want to throw more resistance on your trail, but it never helps. When you start making stuff up to explain why you're not getting what you want, the reason you're not getting what you want is because you keep making up stuff to explain why you're not getting what you want. There's no reality other than the reality that you make up. So start telling a different story. That's irrelevant. That's irrelevant. Well, that doesn't have anything to do with it. Well, that doesn't have anything to do with it. Don't you find yourself, now that you're beginning to understand law of attraction, and now you're beginning to understand how this works, don't you sometimes find yourself in conversation with people that really don't get it, and you're listening to them and you're thinking, you don't really get what you're doing to yourself. You just want to say, well, that's not relevant. Well, that's not relevant. And that's not relevant. Don't say it out loud because they think it's relevant. Don't say it out loud to them, but that's not relevant. That's not relevant. You're just making stuff up to get in your own way. You're just making stuff up to get in your own way. We're saying that to all of you. You're just making stuff up to get in your own way for no good reason.